Today, I'm excited to reveal a room that I have been too embarrassed to show in any video, our master bathroom. Even though we had made several small updates over the years, it remained the ugly duckling of our home. It needed a major renovation with plumbing and electrical work that were beyond my skill set. So we saved up and we finally hired some professional help. Now I'm thrilled to share this dramatic transformation with you. We took our outdated, unattractive bathroom and turned it into a beautiful, functional space full of vintage charm and, of course, lots of thrift store finds. I can't wait for you to see how we turned our ugly duckling into a beautiful swan. So let's get started.
Let's take a look at the worst room in my home, the master bath. As you approach the bathroom, there is a large closet on the right, and we're going to steal half of that closet to extend the bathroom and make space for a freestanding bathtub. We can sacrifice the closet space because we have two other full-size closets in our bedroom. On the left is a wall that juts out because it's covering the fireplace chimney. I'm guessing the bathroom had been updated just once since the house was built in 1962, and at that time they removed the tub-shower combo and created a standalone shower. Although we'd made a few updates, a total renovation was long overdue. The floor tiles were cracked and the shower grout was deteriorating, making it impossible to keep clean. The vanity also had a weird countertop that extended and actually created a shelf over the toilet. But the worst part of the bathroom is probably the large soffit over the vanity, which I've wanted to remove the entire time I've lived here, but I've been afraid that I might get in over my head if I discovered concealed pipes or ductwork. Before the carpenters arrived, I emptied out the closet and the bathroom and pulled down the wallpaper that I had previously applied. And then the demolition began. During the first stage of demolition, brown paper was taped down to protect the floor. The closet shelving was removed, the vanity was removed, and holes were made in the soffit. The soffit was in fact concealing a pipe, but luckily the plumber confirmed that he could easily move it. During the next stage of demo, all the tile was removed. This was an incredibly loud and messy process that my pets did not enjoy. When the carpenters had left, I went to check on their progress, and I literally gasped when I saw a wall of brick. Although I knew the chimney was inside that wall, it never occurred to me that it could be nice-looking brick. Although initially the carpenters had hoped to save some of the drywall, they ended up ripping it all out and revealing even more brick. I liked the brick so much that I had the drywall covering the chimney on the bedroom side removed too. When you start tearing down walls, you never know what you're going to find. Not only did we find beautiful brick, we also discovered a newspaper page from when the house was built, dated May 4th, 1962. But the demo wasn't done yet. Some of the floorboards under the sink, toilet, and especially under the shower had suffered water damage and had to be removed. So, unexpectedly, this ended up being a complete down-to-the-studs demolition. At this point, there was nothing left to demo, so finally the rebuilding could begin. The brick walls were framed out. Although raw wood beams would have looked amazing, I chose to paint them because I just felt raw wood would have been out of place in a 1962 home. We extended the framing across the bedroom entrance for aesthetics and to conceal a recurring ceiling crack. A new, smaller closet was framed out, and I was already imagining filling it with fluffy towels and organized bathroom supplies. With new underlayment down, the bathroom floor was finally ready for tile. I chose classic black and white penny tiles with a border and flower pattern. I watched the veteran tiling expert to pick up some tips, and the main thing I learned is that creating a pattern with penny tiles is not for amateurs. There is a lot of thought and planning and a lot of cutting small tiles. But it sure is beautiful when it's done. I chose a large faux marble tile for the shower. I figured the less grout, the better. But I did make a penny tile flower pattern for the niche. Based on the measurements given to me by my contractor, I ordered this small green vanity. However, the space gained from the closet was greater than expected, so it was returned and a second, larger vanity was ordered. This time, I chose a black vanity that came with black knobs. Since all the bathroom fixtures are now gold, I grabbed a tube of Rub and Buff wax and quickly transformed the knobs. I think this small update makes the vanity look more like a vintage piece of furniture. You can see that even after the tub and toilet were installed, there was plenty of space for a 60-inch vanity. I had been storing this piece of architectural salvage in my garage for over a year. Some of you even noticed it in my garage makeover video. Now I finally had the perfect spot for it. I gave it a good cleaning with fine grit sandpaper and a scrub brush to remove any loose paint. I'm wondering, would you repaint it? I thought about it, but I just couldn't bring myself to paint over that beautiful chippy finish. To save myself some time, I asked Gemini, Google's AI program, where I should place my 5 hooks so they would be evenly spaced on this piece. Yes, I could have done the math, but asking AI was faster and easier. I transferred the measurements to the wood piece, drilled the holes, and then attached 5 vintage-style black hooks. That's right, this wood piece is going to be our new towel rack. Now I think I need to go and buy some new towels to hang from it. A few months ago, I found a mirror on the curb that I was going to use above the vanity, but it ended up being too small for the space. So I thrifted a vintage mirror for just $25 to use instead. And I found a pair of sconces on Amazon. I just love the little green accent on them. Next, I wanted to upgrade the white plastic switch plate covers for something gold to match the fixtures. I ordered these from Amazon, but I did look locally first, but I just couldn't find any gold ones in the configurations that I needed. I went all over town looking for a dark green rug, but again ended up having to order one from Amazon. I also bought a towel ring and a toilet paper dispenser from Amazon. I love how the little black floral design echoes the design of my penny tiles. I had been waiting so long to decorate this bathroom. To fill the empty corner behind the tub, I used a vintage iron plant stand that I thrifted a few years ago. I lowered the wall art a bit so the top of the stand would overlap with the bottom of the picture to create a sense of unity. I thrifted a new plant pot and filled it with a plant that I already had on hand. But I decided to add candles on the other 2 shelves. I put them on a couple of ceramic coasters to raise them up a bit. I also thrifted this old black coal scuttle for $3. I gave it a good scrubbing and loaded it up with extra towels. To raise it up off the floor, I sat it on a small black stool that I had been using in another room. This would also be a cute way to store extra toilet paper or other bathroom supplies. Next, I had a large empty wall above the toilet to decorate, and I decided to hang the green shelf that I made from scrap wood and mirror pieces a few weeks ago. I added 2 sawtooth hangers on the back and then attached screws to the wall to hang it. I hung 2 vintage art prints that I had previously thrifted above the shelf. I also wanted to add some dried flowers, so I cut a few flowers from my yard to preserve and dry them out, pull off most of the leaves, and then spray them with a flower preservative or just use hairspray. Add them to a vase filled with water. After a week or 2, dump out the water and let the flowers continue to dry out. No need to hang them upside down. I wasn't happy with the arrangement, so I decided to trade out the 2 small pictures for a larger one. I had a pretty floral print that I thrifted for $2, but I didn't like the frame it came in. So I cut down a piece of cardboard to fit into an empty vintage frame from my stash. Then I cut the print to fit the cardboard. I used spray adhesive to adhere the print to the cardboard. And since there was no glass, I could just tape the cardboard in place to the back of the frame. I like this arrangement much better. I had another piece of artwork that I wanted to add, made from that newspaper we found in the wall. Unfortunately, it was from a back section of the paper, making me think that other more significant pages might be hidden in other walls. I cut out the TV guide and glued it to a piece of foam board and added it to a frame. Some of the TV shows that aired on Friday in 1962 include American Bandstand, The Flintstones, and The Twilight Zone. I'm hanging it in the bathroom for now, but I think I might move it downstairs as a conversation piece. I thrifted 3 pretty glass jars to use on the vanity to hold cotton balls, Q-tips, and such. Since I was going for a vintage look, I wasn't planning on buying any new decor until I saw these William Morris accessories at HomeGoods, and I had to have them. On the other side of the sink, I added a thrifted brass lamp and a recent DIY plant stand with a droopy plant to hide the lamp cord. I wanted to give the shower a little love too, so I ordered some green plastic dispensers from Amazon, and they came with several water-resistant labels to choose from. I like how they add a pop of color in the shower niche. Along with the bathroom changes, I also needed to make some updates in the bedroom, starting with that new, smaller closet. I just organized it using a variety of thrift store baskets from my stash. Next, I needed to update my decor to accommodate the new brick walls. I decided to hang a vintage mirror to highlight the brick wall that you see when you first enter the room, and this one fits the space perfectly. To hang it, I held the mirror in place and marked a brick along the top edge of the frame. Then I measured the distance between the top of the frame and the hanging wire. I marked this distance on the bricks. However, I had to choose a spot about a ½ inch lower so that I would be drilling into mortar rather than drilling directly into a brick. I used an electric hammer drill and a cement drill bit to drill a small hole. Then I inserted a plastic anchor and screw. You can purchase brick hangers designed to fit between bricks to hang items, but the mortar needs to be inset, and on my brick wall, the mortar was flush with the bricks. I recently thrifted an adorable little needlepoint bench that fit perfectly below the mirror. I painted the inside of the molding with the same paint as the bedroom walls, but I painted the outside framing pieces a shade darker and in a semi-gloss sheen. I decided to move my fake fireplace from the opposite wall to see how it would look in front of the large brick wall, and I loved it. I think it makes the fireplace look more authentic. When I transferred the mantle decor, I had to turn the old mirror frame horizontally to fit. So now I need a slightly taller vertical picture. I'll be keeping an eye out at the thrift stores for something to fit this spot. But I think it looks fine for now until I can find the perfect piece. Okay, let's take a quick look back at how this bathroom started. Now, let's see how it looks today. And here are some side-by-side photos of the before and after. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you got some inspiration from today's video. And if you enjoy room makeovers like this, here's another video I think you'll like. Hope to see you next week.